I want to talk about when you're coming into Chicago, you're getting to play here for the first time. Like, you've probably been asked this so many times, but I'm actually interested because you guys have been here on the road as visitors. Like, what are the things that actually being here for 81 games, like having some off days in the city, like what are the things that you're excited about that?
Ooh, I'm a foodie, so I remember like when I was with the Pirates and we would play here, we would line up reservations like a month ahead. We'd see like, all right, we got a Friday day game at Wrigley. Where are we going to dinner? So I'm fired up for that, honestly.
I'm a big music fan of any kind. It doesn't matter what it is. So the ability to play a bunch of day games and then go see some cool shows, those evenings, I'm excited about that. We're foodies as well, so I echo exactly what Jameson said. I mean, there's unlimited amount of options in this city, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, we did Windy City Smokeout last year, which is like country deal. Awesome. Done Lollapalooza a couple times. A little crazy. Have you guys ever done boat on the water? Ever done river or Lake Michigan boat?
I have not. I'm a golfer like you, obviously.
Yep.
So any off day really that we had when I would travel in here, we'd play golf.
JMO, you ever done a boat?
I haven't. I'm a golfer too, but I've heard a lot about the boats in the summer in Lake Michigan, and I've heard a lot of people saying I need to do the architectural tour. So I'm like creating a list of everything I need to do.
Yeah. We lost. So we had Riz and Jay were both boat guys, and they had boats, but we lost two of our boat guys. Stroh's a boat. JMO? Maybe.
I always heard like the best boat is your friend's boat.
That's exactly right. Yeah. We got to find a new boat guy. I'll work on that. JMO, you're a big golfer, huh? You play?
I play. I don't think I'm up. I was talking to Tucker yesterday.
Show me a swing.
It's not bad.
He's going to hustle.
I took a couple years off from golf, just trying to stay healthy and work on myself, but I feel like I'm getting the itch to start playing again.
Yankees are a no golf clubs team, right? They're not into it.
Yeah, it's in the team rules with the Yankees. You can't travel with golf clubs. So.
Ew.
That's terrible.
Stinks. Yeah, I'm not into that. Are you a guy that'll play on the road? Like, if you're a couple days away from a start, you'll play?
That's enough. In the past, I've targeted off days too. You'll say like, "Hey, we're in Milwaukee. Let's go play Aaron Hills on the off day," stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of bad golf at nice courses.
Yeah. What's your like? Did you play last year much in Detroit?
We didn't have a lot of golfers. We had a bunch of golfers in Cincinnati. Not a lot of golfers in Detroit. I played when I could, but not a bunch.
Yeah, I was a lot of off days last year. I didn't play at all day games or on game days. It's hard to get in and out of the city here, and a lot of day games. But we'll have some good ones. We'll have some good ones in spring. I think we have a decent amount of golfers this year. Last year, not a lot, but I think this year we got some guys.
It's good.
My main goal in life is to get Kyle Hendricks to play golf more regularly, and he said he might have the itch a little bit.
I heard he doesn't play really at all, but when he goes out, he shoots 78.
Well, that's what happened. Yeah, he went out.
And that's like the least surprising thing to me ever.
Oh yeah, it's so pretty. The move is so pretty. It's just he wipes it perfect. And we played team event like 3-4 years ago. He's just flushing it. I'm like, dude, what's going on? You don't play golf? He's like, I don't have that much fun with it. And so he went out and played. Smiley took him out in Arizona a couple weeks ago. He goes out and plays. I get the report that he shot 78 with a triple.
No way.
Yeah, and he's so pure. And I'm like, dude, how
he strikes me as a guy that he might not be the longest guy off the tee, but he's going to hit every fairway, and he's going to hit every green, and he's going to two-putt for par and move on to the next one.
Yeah, he's just boring golf.
Yeah.
He just does it all the time.
That's probably why he doesn't have any fun, because he doesn't see the golf course.
Yeah, he doesn't see enough of nature. Yeah. All right, you did screen time with us. Did you do screen time with us ever?
Screen time?
Have you ever looked at your phone screen time?
Oh,
I get updates.
I don't want to.
But I get updates.
Come on. Just today. It can't be that high of a number.
How do you find it?
You go to settings.
I'm worried about this.
Great. You go to settings.
On Sundays when I see it come up on my screen, I just close my eyes and shut it off.
Yeah. You go to settings, then you scroll down here under like notification, sound, focus, screen time.
Where's that?
I got a lot.
Let me see.
So,
Screen time. Yeah, the one that says screen time.
Oh man. What's yours?
Okay. Is this for today only, right?
Today only?
Oh, just look at not your daily average. Just give me today.
How do I find today?
Oh, boy. Guy, you ever use a phone? Come here. You ever use a phone before?
Oh, see all activity.
See it.
2 hours and 36 minutes.
Ooh, that's a
today.
new high on the day. That's a new high on the day. JMO?
Where do you see for today's? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I got 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Wow, some big times. I'm 113. Jan Gomes had like 25 minutes, so if that makes you feel bad.
I'm a video game nerd, so I woke up and I have the app Twitch, and I watch people play video games. That's where I get a lot of my screen time.
I was combing through DraftKings fantasy football lineups today. That's why.
I thought you were going to say I was on watching Jameson Taillon videos studying his pitch mix.
Kyle Hendricks today.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We're going to bring on Cody and Gracie to finish it up. Thanks, fellas.
I don't know if you guys saw Jameson Taillon sporting a little bit of a beard there. If you're watching on YouTube along with us, you know what he needs, guys. The Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Breaking news, Manscaped now sells beard products. Guys, it's the best day of my life. They're once again revolutionizing men's grooming with brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make sure your drapes match your carpet by going to Manscaped and using code COMPOUND for 20% off and free shipping. The cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 haircut lengths, all with one guard, so no more messy draws, full of extra add-ons. Plus, it's waterproof. It has a titanium-coated T-blade. Guys, what more do I have to say? There's a beard shampoo and conditioner. There's a beard oil in there. There's beard balm. It comes with those 3 gifts for free. I'm trying to make your beard look better. Look at mine. It needs some help. We all agree. You can see what Chris Rose has said about mine on Twitter. It's not nice. So, don't look at what Chris Rose said, but you can. Go get 20% off and free shipping with code COMPOUND at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at Manscaped. Use code COMPOUND. The Manscaped Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 length. Just had a couple cool guests on in Taillon and Barnhart. We'll get 2 All-Stars now. Actually, you know what? 3 All-Stars. Ian Happ, Mark Grace, Cody Bellinger. I don't know, guys. That sounds like a good time. Let's go back to Chicago one more time. Ian, take it away.
Did you just see how long it took me to sit down?
Body feeling pretty good?
I just told Cody backstage, I said, I haven't gone 0 for 4 in 20 years. It's great.
I think people don't understand that the most exciting part of the off season is when you can wake up like 2 days later and you go like, oh, I don't have to take 5 at-bats today.
Yeah.
There's no chance I go 0 for 4 today.
We were at dinner last night, and I was like appreciating the spicy margarita I was drinking because I didn't have to play a game the next day, and I could truly enjoy this margarita.
Yeah, that's really the best part.
Yeah.
Gracie.
I didn't have a problem with that even when I was day game the next day, no problem.
You learn to do it. When you play here, you have to learn to do it. You got to post. I want to say congratulations on Cubs Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
It's absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
I think one of the coolest things playing here is the history of the game, the guys that have come before us, and obviously you see the flags flying for those guys. But being able to watch, even at different stadiums, the Hall of Fame inductions for the players that will be a part of that franchise's history forever is super, super special. When I was growing up, I don't know if you remember V. Hightower. When I was growing up, Guy V. Hightower, a switch hitter, played at Vandy. I think he played with you in the minor leagues, and you signed a jersey for him. And it was on the side of on the wall above the desk. And it was the indoor hitting facility in Pittsburgh that I hit at, had the iron mic machines that threw, the yellow ball, dimple balls. And that was like every day when I would go hit, I would see your jersey, Cubs jersey signed. And so, like, to be here doing this now with you, Cubs Hall of Famer, is really cool.
Very impressive.
Thank you. 13 years here. At 13, a quarter of my life was in that uniform you're wearing, and you'll find out. Code. These people are special. They are special, and and the you know, I unfortunately, you know, played for 13 here, didn't get to win a World Series. You guys finally, you know, got your World Series, and it was. I was watching back home, just bawling my face off, you know, like just, you know, but also jealous that I couldn't, you know, that some of the teams that I was on, because, you know, man, we had some star power. Even though we didn't win a World Series and we only went to the playoffs a couple of times, but you're talking about 3 Hall of Famers in Dawson, Sandberg, Maddox, and then you're also talking about, you know, some guys that could play, like myself, Sean Dunston, Brian McRae. Then you go back to Jerome Walton. You know, there was some guys that could play here. Joe Girardi. You know, so I mean, we didn't get to the pinnacle, but we had a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they were great teams, and it was so much harder to make the playoffs then, right? Like, you had to win your division.
Yes.
And so there wasn't that ability to get in as a wild card team and go play and have a chance for a great group of guys. Like, you watch Philly do it this year, get in with a wild card, but they have a bunch of really proven, like, big league talent that was able to figure out how to get through the playoffs. Can you talk to Cody and I? I was left-handed hitters, right? Playing at Wrigley Field with the Wind as a left-handed hitter, like, what was your experience?
As far as what again? I'm sorry.
As a left-handed hitter, playing at Wrigley with the Wind.
Okay, I'm going to sound like a little whiny boy here, but I think Wrigley Field is a better hitter's park for a right-handed hitter.
100%. 100%. Can I tell you something?
See, I'm not being a whiny boy.
Yeah. And I don't want to scare. I'm not trying to scare you, Belly.
I knew going in.
Yeah. We were talking yesterday, and he goes, "I'm going to have to hit the ball oppo a little bit." I get, "Yep, left center."
Left center.
So here we go. Okay, it's like I said, my first year here was '88. My last year here was 2000. So it's been 22 years since. But you know, I know there's climate change and all that crap, but tell me, as a current player, especially you, Ian, you've been here a little while. It seemed to me like Wrigley Field faces north, and I was just telling Cody backstage, you know, the cold north wind blows straight in. So April and May, good luck. And then once it starts to warm up, a warm summer breeze starts to blow out. But it seems like rarely does the wind just blow straight out. When it warms up. It seems to me like it goes kind of right field foul pole to left field foul pole, wouldn't you say?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so if you got some juice to left field, like I know you do, and you know you can turn around and hit the other way, you can hit both ways. But I just think it's a little easier to go to left field than it is to right field in Wrigley Field.
Yeah, balls get killed to right, and that wind does, like that summer wind, which is, it's kind of a neutral wind. It's the one where you look up at the flags and you go like, okay, I have a chance today.
Yeah.
And it's right to left. But there's a really interesting stat. There's only been one season in Cubs history where a left-handed hitter hit 40 homers. Billy Williams did it one time.
Really?
Sweet Swingin'
I didn't know
did
that.
it. Sweet Swingin' did it once. What's your high homer mark?
47.
Oh, oops.
It took me 4 years to hit that minute. Damn.
Billy's the only guy that did it, and he only did it one time, and it's nuts. But that's, you know, but Wrigley Field does that to you, and being a left-handed hitter, like, you have to get good at going the other way. Yep. You have to get good at hitting it low when the wind's blowing in, and there's always these factors. But I think it's cool that we have the shift going away.
I think that's beautiful. We were
just talking about that backstage.
Yeah, tell me about that. Like, as a left-handed hitter, what does that do for you?
It just opens up a completely different part of the game. You know, we were just talking about it. Your whole life, growing up, you hit a line drive. Your pitcher's right there. You hit a line drive back at his face. That's a hit your whole life.
100% of the time.
In these last 5 years, it's an automatic out.
Yeah, there's a shortstop standing right behind.
Shortstop right there, and vice versa. you have a third baseman in right field. And so that ball you've hit in front of right field used to be hit your whole life. And now you got Manny Machado standing right there catching everything.
With a couple Gold Gloves.
What I was telling him, what I'm most excited for, I think, and I don't know how exactly it's going to look and how it's going to work, but I think it's going to bring a lot of athleticism back into the game.
Yeah, I think so too.
These infielders are going to have to cover a lot of ground and show off, what they can do, as opposed to, standing where the ball's probably going to be hit. And I think for me, as just like a baseball fan, I think that's pretty exciting.
The one thing that I've been talking to people about is, like, as a lefty, when you get up there and you look out, and the shortstop's behind, the shortstop's on the right side of the bag, we'll say, right? Like, he's just to the right of second. The third baseman's playing short. The second baseman's in shallow right. You got the first baseman, and then you have a right fielder. You look over there and you go, where can I land a baseball?
It's true.
Like, I can fillet it this way, and I can just bleed something over there. I have to hit a laser in the left center gap, a laser in the right center gap, or a homer. You don't have a lot of options.
Let me ask you two this. You guys are current players. What does your coaches or your front office you guys are big, strong guys that can hit the ball a long ways. Do they ever tell you, like, say you're leading off an inning, it's a close game. Man, go ahead and just slap one the other way and get on base. Or do they no, you guys are big, strong guys. Hit that damn thing on Waveland Avenue.
I'll say how it was here, and then you could talk about LA maybe a little bit. But it was never like go hit a homer on the Waveland. But it's always like, if you do that, if you do like punch something over there, it's awesome. Like, everybody gets super fired up. But like, you're facing these guys, cutter in on the hands, or like you don't get the option to, like, this guy's throwing 95-mile-an-hour cutter on my hands. Like, all right, let me just like.
It's true.
It's it's so tough. So it's kind of more of hit the ball hard. Hit the ball hard wherever it is. And, if it ends up being into the shift, if it just pat you on the butt and say, hey, man, yeah, keep going. But you can talk about LA, like what your strategy was or approach.
Yeah, I think for me personally, my first few years in the big leagues, I was a first baseman. And so I was able to...
First baseman is always the best athlete on the field, folks.
That's right. I was able to sneak my athleticism a little bit. So my first few years, I was bunting all the time. And it took him a few years to catch on. It's like, oh, this guy, it's kind of fast. So that's my thing. But to go to your point, you want to stay within your approach. There's certain times when you want to get out of your comfort zone and change and, like, try to beat the baseball the other way. But then you're changing what you're good at. You're changing your strengths, and you're letting the opposing guy
dictate
beat you
what
already.
Do.
Where realistically, you stick with your strengths, you stick with your approach, you get the pitch you hit, and you hit that ball. Like that's the approach that you want to go up every single at bat. And the statistics have where you hit the ball and everything, but staying within yourself every single at bat is the main goal.
And one of the things that I've struggled with when I try to go the other way, and it happens to me righty too, I'm probably more righty than lefty, is when I'm trying to go the other way, and, like, I would get shifted righty, so it would be second baseman up the middle, or on the other side, shortstop third. So I would try to shoot the 4-hole. And when I would try to shoot the 4-hole, I would be so late. The guy's throwing 95 to 100, like, I'm trying to just, like, hit it. I'm just going to hit a ground ball. And then it's like you're fouling stuff off in the dugout, and you're late. And before you know it, you're 2 strikes. This guy's got a wipeout slider. It's going to hit you in the ankle, and you're going to swing. And, like, that's the tough part of it, is, like, you want to hit the ball hard in play, and that gives you a better chance than, like, trying to manufacture something. Once you get to 2 strikes in this league, the numbers are so bad. But I just think from a hitting, especially a left-handed hitter perspective, when you look out there and you see the holes, you see the 4-hole, you see that hole next to the second baseman between second base and the second baseman, you now have options where you go, all right, I can hit a line drive to right, I can top spin it, I can hit a hard ground ball in that hole, hard ground ball there, I can still hit it to the other way, I can hook something down the line. Now I have the confidence and the freedom to go up there and just let it eat and let my swing play. And I think that there's a number of guys in this league that they might not be getting more hits because of the shift. They will get some, but there's going to be a lot more solid contact because you're not trying to manufacture something. You're just letting your swing play.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Ian. Like I said, it's been 2 decades since I played at Wrigley Field. When in my era, they grew the grass, infield grass, to knee high.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because they had Say and Bo on the left side of the infield with no range, so they just grew that. Is it still considered long infield grass, or have they cut it down?
It's pretty interesting. So when I came up in 17, so Johnny Lester really liked it wet in front of the home plate.
Yeah.
Because he.
Yeah. See, for my era, for my 13 years at Wrigley, because the infield grass was so long, and most of the time the wind blowing in, it forced you to be. It made you be a line drive hitter.
Because there was no hits anywhere else, right?
Wrigley Field taught me to be a line drive hitter.
Yeah.
Because if you hit it hard on the ground, it ain't going anywhere. And if you hit it good in the air, especially for at least 4 months of the season, you better be Barry Bonds or Andre Dawson or something, Sammy.
Yeah.
So that said, I kind of in a indirect way thank God for Wrigley Field because it made me the hitter I became.
Yeah. So to answer your first question, when I got called up, it was longer and it was super wet. The whole infield was just soaked. And it was John's fault. It was really John's fault. And I remember getting called into the office doing my exit meeting in like 18. Theo's like, your sprint speeds are down. I'm like, we're running in a mosh pit. It's so wet. I'm running in mud. It's like, eventually we got a new groundskeeper in 2020, and Kevin Kiermaier's brother, he's unbelievable. And he has made Wrigley Field absolutely incredible. The surface is perfect. It's you never get a bad hop out there. The grass is in great shape, and it's fast now. It's fast, and they keep the outfield fast too. So balls in the gap, get to the wall. So it's a lot different. But I think for me, growing up in the big leagues at Wrigley Field, it's made. I was always a guy that kind of used the whole field left-handed. But if I would have played at Yankee Stadium, I would have pulled the ball, and I would have really tried to pull the ball in the air. That's how I would have grown up in the big leagues, right? Because there's left center there is so deep, and there's more outs. At Wrigley, because the homers are to left center, and that's where your power can play as a left-handed hitter, like that's become my strength. And pulling the ball in the air isn't necessarily like what I do well, and so it's definitely shaped my game as well as a left-handed hitter. Also, as a righty in the air to right is tough. Right. And so, like, Javi is, like, the only guy that I've seen talk about guys that can, like, cut the wind. Like, I saw Javi go back. It's like, whoa, how are you doing that?
That speed.
Yeah, but that's it's an interesting part of the game. Cody, can you talk about playing center and first? How do you do that?
Yeah, well, so I grew up, I was always this little guy on the field. I really was. And so I played outfield. I played center field. Between my sophomore year and junior year of high school, I grew a tremendous amount of height. I don't know. I thought I was going to be short my whole life. I ended up growing to be 6'3", and I was running. I describe it. I was running like a newborn giraffe. I was super lanky. I was super I didn't know how to handle my new body. And so they moved in high school. They moved me over to first base, and we were blessed. In high school, we had a 6-hour class. So every day it was a class. It was baseball, and so every single day I'm at first base, and that's where I got really good, is because of that class. And I just, I have good hands, but because of the work that we put in high school, I got super, super comfortable over there.
You are a very good defensive first base.
Very good. And a Gold Glove center fielder. Like, that's the crazy, to me, that's the craziest thing is, like, because when we played each other in AAA, right, when we were both coming up, you were playing first, and you were picking. Can't swear on this podcast. You were picking it, and then you would fly down the line. It was like, oh my god! And then you get to the big leagues, and you're playing some outfield and some first, and mixing in, and then you go win the Gold Glove in center. It's like that is a very rare combination, but like super impressive for the athleticism. Yeah. I'm very excited to cover some ground in the outfield together.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be really fun. Yeah, 2015, my manager put me out in center field for a few games, like 5-6 games, and I was like, can you please put me back at first base? I do not want to be out here. You know, my legs are sore. You know, I'm getting tired. And little did I know, like 6 years later, I'd be playing center field in the big leagues. You know what I mean? And they always knew that I had it in me, and I did too because I played growing up. But yeah, I just enjoy the outfield. I enjoy the getting reads off the bat and running balls down, and just getting my footwork down out there is the most important thing for me.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I know we're going to dive into like defense positioning and like how we play off each other and all that stuff. And it's fun to learn that. You know, Jay Hay and I got to play together for a long time and like really have that connection when I was playing center and he was playing right. And then last year when he was playing some center, I was playing left. So like I can't wait to dive into that in spring and do all that stuff with Willie Harris. The man, the myth, the legend, Willie Harris.
Absolutely.
Fellas, have you guys ever looked at the screen time on your phone? Gracie, you ever
Have I what?
You ever looked at the screen time on your phone?
Screen time?
Hell no. I am not tech savvy.
We just had the other guys on looking at screen time, but I appreciate you guys coming on. That was awesome.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Appreciate it, guys.
Round of applause. Yeah.
And good luck to both you guys this year. Good luck to the Cubs. Really appreciate having you.
Yeah.
And how much longer are you on today? Are we
This
your
is
last
it.
guest?
Yeah, you guys are the last ones. We're wrapping.
Been at it. So real quick before I go,
Yeah.
myself, Sean Dunston, and Ryan Sandberg, we were sitting out on the chairs, and everybody's being introduced, and the three of us are looking at you guys. Today's players, you guys are so stinking big. I mean, you guys are huge. And Sean said, "Why do you think that is?" And I said, "Well, back in my day, you guys take such better care of yourselves than we did. Like, you guys have dietitians, and and people actually care about you." And I said, in my day, you could always go in the clubhouse and bum a cigarette or a chew. Today, you guys are bumming carrot sticks and kale shakes.
Turmeric shots.
You know, it's like, and that's why you guys are so stinking big and strong, because you guys take such great care of yourselves. Keep doing it and have a great season, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Guys, thank you for being here. When I say parse, you say thank you.
And that will do it for episode 142 of the Compound Podcast. Before we go, I have Sloan screen time. Guys, Sloan Valve, what else do we need to say? If you're peeing in something else, you're doing it wrong. Simply put. All right. Zach checking in with a 5 hours and 49 minute screen time for Monday. Dakota, he's got a long message here. He's already making excuses. Seems a little fishy. He's saying it's really 4:58 because that's when we would record. I don't really care what you're saying, Dakota. It's 6:58. His real time was 6:58. He's trying to MacGyver his way out of 6:58. It was 6:58. I had 7 hours, 44 minutes. Unsurprisingly, I lost. When do I ever win? I had that one good week a couple weeks ago where I had like 3 hours and Ian beat me. Ian didn't submit a time. So we're going to say 23 hours, 59 minutes. I think that's what he did yesterday. I have no way of proving that that's wrong, so that's his time. Ian finishes last, and that will do it for this episode of the Compound Podcast. Episode 142, live from CubsCon. Signing off, I'm producer Tom saying thanks so much for tuning in. Next week, we'll have updates on both Zach and Ian's golf tournaments and a whole lot more as we gear up for spring training and then eventually the regular season here on the Compound Podcast. Oh, presented by Parse Rum. When I say Parse, you say rum. Parse. I don't know if you guys said it. Hopefully you said it. Bye.